That's where, like, yeah, and then you did the scaffold match right up there with JT Smith. So the ring's exactly where the ring was, but yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
All the way down. And this was Stanton's game. We did that place right there. That way, and on the other side of that was all great flows, and that was the dressing room right down there.
Now, and this is the guy that give us the history of this building.
Yeah.
He's been here since it started.
I'm like,
This is a historian of the 2300 arena, or the ECW arena, or the TWA arena, or it depends on what it was here.
dude, I came here as a fan, and then I got to be a wrestler, so it was like best of both worlds.
Wasn't it Viking Hall before?
It's Viking Hall because every January we have a New Year's parade called the Mummers Parade, and the Vikings were a Mummers Brigade, and this was their clubhouse where they would go floats for the parade, and that's what the bingo was for, was to raise money for building the cost of the floats and the outfits.
That's awesome. I never knew that.
ECW shows, they would have midnight bingo and all the blue-haired ladies come in.
But what about, I was telling my buddy here, Gene, what about when we first come in and started, it was like almost like underground wrestling. Remember when this was just the warehouse and there was nothing? This is freaking nice. Bare bones, like an underground guy.
This wouldn't be here if it wasn't for ECW first, because it was just an empty warehouse. You know, back in the day, in the 60s, there would be like a railroad track, and they would just dump off supplies here. And then the Mummers made it a clubhouse. Then Johnny Hotbody found this building for ECW. He brought Todd Gordon in, and then they started running shows here in 92, 93. And then it just evolved from there. Maybe the only original piece in here is that thing right there with the exit sign on it, that little stage right there. But other than that, it got gutted. Somebody gutted this place trying to turn it into a music venue, and they never paid the lease. Yeah, it didn't work. So the ECW people, the people who owned it, took it back over. I don't know what it is. But that other side of the wall, that was all locker room. That was locker room.
Well, I see you get people tours sometime, right?
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah, during WrestleMania, the building asked me to give tours of the building. And even though there's still there's nothing here that was here, I'll paint a picture.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so that was the original entranceway where fans would walk in. You know, here's where Paulie gave the speech at, Barely Legal. You know what it's like, man.
You got it. You ain't kidding.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.